So, Marvel Rivals has already brought superheroes into the hero shooters genre, but what if anime did the same? Imagine a 6v6 anime battle game where Goku, Naruto, and Luffy could take on Saitama, Gojo, and Aizen in fast-paced ability-driven shooter action. It would be pure chaos. So today we're going to be designing the ultimate anime hero shooter, breaking down the gameplay mechanics, teams, characters' ability, and we're going to see who fits into DPS, tank, and healer classes as well. So, let's start off with the basics, the gameplay mechanics. Since anime fights are fast-paced and over-the-top, the gameplay would need crazy mobility, destructible environments, and cinematic ultimate abilities. So the key gameplay features could be high-speed movement, like wall running, air dashes, teleportation, and grappling hooks for insane mobility. I'm not saying all of it has to be there, but just some. We also need destructible environments like in Marvel Rivals, like blowing up buildings with a Kamehameha, or burn everything with Madara's fire jutsu. That would be so freaking cool. I mean, come on. And then we have to have crazy ultimate abilities. Every character would need a game-changing ability, just like in Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. And then, you know, the three classes, DPS, tank, and healer. To keep the game balanced, each anime fighter would need to fit in one of these three roles. Now, let's build our anime roster and see who fits in each class. Let's start off with DPS. DPS characters are all about speed, agility, and raw power, and these are the ones that are going to be racking up the kills and applying pressure. Number 1, obviously Goku needs to be a DPS, a high mobility energy DPS. His first ability could be instant transmission, where he teleports to a nearby enemy or teammate. Ability 2 could be the Kamehameha, which fires a long-range beam that deals huge damage, and his ultimate could be Ultra Instinct, which dodges all attacks for maybe 5-10 seconds and counters all of them with more attacks. It would be really good. Number 2, definitely Naruto. He would be like a stealth and clone-based DPS. His first ability would be Shadow Clone Jutsu. It would spawn clones to attack enemies. Number 2 would be the Rasengan, which throws a high-speed chakra, like shuriken kind of thing that explodes on impact. And his ultimate could be the Baryon mode, which massively increases speed and damage, but it would drain health. Next we gotta have Luffy as a DPS. He would be a melee brawler. He would be similar to Mr. Fantastic in Marvel Rivals. His first ability could be the Gum Gum Pistol, like a stretch arm punch with knockback. I'd say the second one could be his second gear, which boosts speed and attack rate for a short time, and then the ultimate could be Gear 5. It would be able to turn the battlefield and distort physics and all of that and give him insane buffs, so it would be a really good ultimate. Next, definitely Ichigo. He would be a hybrid melee and energy DPS. His first ability could be the Flash Step, which is a quick teleport dash. His second one could fire a long-range energy slash with his sword, and his ultimate ability could be one massive AoE slash that wipes out enemies in its path. And then for another DPS, I know this one's kind of controversial, but I feel like Saitama would be a DPS. He would be a broken DPS though. His ability 1 would be a Serious Punch, which deals instant one-shot damage, but it has a massive cooldown. His second ability could be Serious Side Hops, which dashes at lightning speed, avoiding a lot of attacks, but not all of them. And then his ultimate could be like a one punch, but it's a solo ult. You can't do multiple people, so you just have to hit one guy, but it would kill them instantly. And then for tanks absorb damage, control space, and protect teammates. So number 1, obviously All Might from My Hero Academia. He has to be a tank. His first ability could be Detroit Smash, which sends a shockwave that knocks enemies back. Number 2 could be a Texas Smash, which dashes forward and stuns enemies. The ultimate could be the United States Smash, a massive AoE punch that destroys terrain. Number 2, I feel like Madara Uchiha should definitely be a tank. So I think his first ability could be a huge sword strike with area damage. His second ability could be a fireball jutsu, which it's a large fire projectile with a burning effect. That could be really cool. And then the ultimate could be a meteor rain, which calls down 2 massive meteors to crush enemies. It's kind of like the Magneto ult, but except 2 meteors. And then we have Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. He has to be a DPS because his ability 1 is kind of like Hulk, where you turn into a massive attack titan. His second ability could be a hardening shield, which absorbs damage and reflects it, kind of like how Mr. Fantastic can do. And his ultimate could be a founding titan call, which summons colossal titans to crush the battlefield, kind of like Squirrel Girl's ult, where it sends all those squirrels. It'll do the same for Eren, but like titans. And now the healers. Healers are essential for keeping teams in the fight. Some focus on pure healing, and others buff allies or debuff enemies. Now, number 1, definitely Sakura has to be a healer. She would be a more combat healer, so she could still fight, but just not great. Her first ability could be a medical ninjutsu, which heals a teammate. A second ability could be a super strength punch, which stuns an enemy with a heavy attack. And her ultimate could restore all teammates' health for 10 seconds. So it's kind of like Luna Snow, like where it heals them for a limited time when you're in the place. I also think Dende should be in the game as a pure healer. His first ability would be an instant heal. His second ability would be a Dragon Blessing, which buffs a teammate's defense, and then the ultimate could be a Namekian Wish, which revives all fallen enemies instantly, kinda like Rocket Raccoon. So Dende would not be a fighting character. It would be it would be pure healing. So an anime shooter like this would be my dream. Fast-paced action, ability-driven fights with crazy mobility and teamwork mechanics. What's not to love? Would you like to play this anime hero shooter like this? And which characters need to be in this game? Let me know in the comments below.